So my last video, I mentioned to you guys that my makeup style has changed a little bit and I've definitely been gearing towards more of that soft glam type of makeup that is on trend right now. And my little explanation on soft glam is it is completely and utter flawless skin. It's a lot of work, but it's seamless. Soft glam definitely represents like more monochromatic type of makeup. So makeup that is all one tone and also nudes that kind of reflect your skin tone. So like light browns, deep browns, beiges, mauvey type of colors, just pretty much nude tones that just blend effortlessly into the skin. So I'm going to be showing you how I do my soft glam on myself. I'll probably do this as a voiceover just because it is a lot of work. So I hope you guys really do enjoy this video and let's get into this soft glam get up.
I'm going to be going in with a smoothing primer in my T-zone today to fill in any fine lines or pores that I may have. I do have combination skin, so my skin can get oily as well as being dehydrated and dry at the same time. So I have to use like two primers to kind of cater to both of those skin types. So after I do the center of my face, I like to go in with a luminous dewy hydrating primer on the outer perimeter of my face. Then I'm going to be going in with my foundation and I'm going to be using a luminous but also quite light coverage foundation today because we're going to be using a lot of creams in general. I don't want to look like a cakey mess and I want this to look as flawless but also low-key type of natural at the same time. So when you do a lot of creams, you're using a lot of creams, you need to go in with something that's a little bit lighter for the first initial step so you don't end up looking like a cakey mess. I'm going to be really taking my time to blend this into my skin because it's soft glam, baby. It's got to be flawless. So every step I take, you'll see me throughout this video, I'm going to be continuously blending with my sponge. I'm going to be concealing in the regular spots that everyone knows about. The under eye area, the bridge of the nose, center of the forehead, cupid's bow, and also the chin, just so I can balance out that lightness. Again, I'm going to be using a sponge. I love using sponges because it actually collects excess product as you're pouncing it into the skin. So if you don't want to be cakey or like look like you're wearing too much makeup, use a sponge. And as well, it adds an element of hydration to the skin because the sponge is also wet. And yeah, I'm just going to be finessing that with my sponge into my face. Making sure any discoloration is covered. Now, I like to take a tiny little fluffy brush. This is just an eyeshadow brush to blend right up into the inner corner to make sure that it is absolutely seamless and I'm covering every little bit and there's no like harsh lines or creasing or anything like that. So I'm just really taking my time to blend that right there because the dark circles are real hun. We're going to go in with a darker concealer to cream bronze. I hate using the term cream contouring because I don't really contour, I just bronze. I guess I semi-contour, but it's just really, it's not as sharp. I don't like sharp lines on my face. I'm going to be applying that on the cheekbones, so from the top of my ear to the corner of my mouth, but stopping at the tail of my brow, baby. Then I'm going to be applying that around my forehead because your girl thinks she has a 5 head. I'm going to be taking this small kind of, what would you call this brush? It's just like a small little stippling fluffy foundation brush and I'm going to start blending that into my skin. I'm really taking the time to like make sure I am doing this well and it's going to look flawless. When I'm doing my contour, like blending that out, I like to blend up, not down. If you blend down, it defeats the purpose. You're going to make yourself look more round. This is my favorite trick in the book. I'm going to take that concealer that we're using to cream, bronze, contour, whatever you want to call it, and put that from like the back of my ear all along my jawline. If you have a double chin, baby, this is going to help. I then like to blend down, but also up at the same time. So I'll do like downward kind of spirals, and then I'll kind of flick it up. So it's not like a harsh line and super obvious. Look, in person, if someone's got this done, you're going to be able to tell that they've contoured the fuck out of their double chin. It's so obvious. But on camera and in photos, you can't tell. But to just make sure that there's no harsh lines, again, I go in with like a sponge to collect any excess product and really get that into my skin. Like I want my pores to soak the shit out of this stuff. We're contouring the nose, baby. I like to pull my nose contour into like the socket of my eyebrow. It's really hard to explain actually. I like to do that because it defines my eyeshadow even better and it just looks natural and beautiful. I also like to slightly overline and contour my lips, therefore I got plumper lips, babe. I don't really care for big lips, but it just looks more put together when you do all these little steps. I like using a smaller brush for these steps here, just because, you know, the eye area and your nose, they're quite a small feature on your face. So if you use fat, like thicker brushes, it ends up getting really messy and you can't really see what you're trying to define. So I'm just really taking my time blending all of this out. I'm not being sloppy with this. I'm really trying to make this look as like flawless as possible. And a lot of people don't think I should contour my nose because my nose is already so small, but it just makes everything look so much better if you do all these steps, as I said before. Again, taking the sponge, we're just going to go over everything we've done to make sure that everything is absolutely flawless. Taking that same brush that I used before and we're blending out that lip contour. I'm telling you right now, if you line your lips and you have a lip contour underneath, bulletproof, baby, absolutely bulletproof. I'm going to be taking my favorite setting powder and I'm going to heavily set this under my eye so there's no creasing. I don't want to see a crease in my under eye area, not one. I'm going to take that right down besides the nose and pull it out in a V shape out towards the eyebrow. I'm then going to take that on all the areas that I highlighted with that concealer, so the center of my forehead, bridge of my nose. I'm going to also take it down the sides of my mouth where I have my smile lines, just to make sure there's no creasing there because I tend to crease in my smile lines. And I'm also going to dust that on my chin area. Then I'm going to be taking an expensive bronzer and I'm going to be setting the cream bronze we initially laid down. I'm just going to do small circular motions to really make sure that that cream bronze or contour, whatever you want to call it, does not move. You don't have to do this step. If you have dry skin, like really dry flaky skin, I wouldn't suggest setting anything. I would just, you know, leave it as just a cream base. But I can, you know, really manipulate whatever finish that I want because of my skin type. I'm just making sure that everything's absolutely blended and seamless. This bronzer is quite pigmented, so it's easy to go heavy-handed with it. So I just go back and forth with like my highlighting brush that I use to set my under eye and my bronzer brush, and just kind of go back and forth with those two brushes to make sure everything is absolutely seamless. I'm going to be setting down the nose contour and really defining the socket of my eye. You can see now with a little eyeshadow brush, I'm going over that cream bronzer and I'm really carving that out. Yet again, we're going over it again with another brush just to make sure everything is blended. Now we're going into eyeshadow, babe. I'm going to take this beautiful shadow. This is like a warm, kind of neutrally type of brown, and I'm literally going to lay over the top of that cream bronzer, but I'm going to wrap it around the corner of my, well, outer corner of my eye, and I'm going to really focus the pigment there, going in circular motions. All I'm doing is literally chucking a light matte brown on my outer corner. It's not that hard. I, you know, just make sure everything is super seamless. I go back and forth with pigment. I start off light and build it up. I do circular motions and go back and forth in the crease. The whole point of soft glam is to have everything seamless and look soft and natural. Obviously, it's not natural. If someone looked at me right now, they'd say, oh, she's got a lot of makeup on. But more natural tones and not like cut creases and rainbow eyes, smoky eyes, wing liner. Like, it's softer to the eye when you look at it. So I'm really going to take my time blending everything. I'm going to buff things on my lower lash line, bring that right down so it meshes into like my contour almost. I'm going to take different size brushes, go back and forth. So how I do it is the more pigment you want kind of softly applied, the fluffier the brush. The more definition you want with your pigment, you want a smaller brush. So I'm taking a darker brown right now, and I'm really defining the areas that I just laid that initial shade down, but I'm not bringing it as high, this darker brown, so it leaves like a bit of a gradient. And I'm just making sure I'm wrapping that right around my eye, and just making sure my lower line is really smoked out, lower lash line I should say, because I really like that. I'm going to cut my crease, but not cut it at the same time. So I love this trick if you want to make your shimmers or just matte shadows pop. I like to go over my lid with some concealer. I'm then going to take like a shader brush and really blend that out. I'm going to kind of bring that up a little bit into the crease, so we're going to cover a lot of the pigment or the shadow that we just laid down, but that's fine. And then I'm going to go in with like a matte creamy shade and set that down. Such a basic look, but it looks so beautiful. I'm telling you, it's so neutral. It just looks stunning. It goes with every outfit you wear. You can always make it more dramatic by adding like a little bit more of like a darker brown or even a black in the outer corner. So I'm going to go in with a matte white shade and also apply that on the inner corner of my eye as well as my brow bone. I also just want to apologize for the audio. I don't have a mic to record this stuff on, so I'm using my $12 headphones from Kmart and the little Duvalaki it comes with, like the little handset. Like that's how I'm recording my voice right now, so if it's really bad, I do apologize. Yet again, we're going to go in with different shaped brushes to really blow this look out and make sure that everything is super seamless, as I've said a million times. No harsh lines around here, baby. None of those at all. I'm going to let my lashes dry. While I do that, I'm going to go on to the rest of the face. I think I did my voiceover way too fast because I've already said that I'm going to do this. Oh yeah, I'm going to put mascara on first before I do that. Okay, let's place some mascara on. Like, get those lashes nice and black before applying our falsies. And while we're waiting for them to dry, we will now go on to the rest of the face. Just taking my brow gel, and I'm going to be flicking my brow hairs up. So I really do like that fluffy look right now. I'm still in between like defined eyebrows and fluffy eyebrows. I'm like on the edge of both of them. I haven't fully crossed over yet because I love defined brows, but I'm almost there. I'm going to take a blush that kind of matches the eyeshadow. I kind of wish I went for something a bit more mauve. This one was a little bit too warm toned, but it did at the end up looking fine with this makeup look. And I'm just going to dust that on my cheeks and blend that back into my contour. Now I'm going to apply my lashes like it took 5 minutes. Really, it took almost 30 minutes. Lashes are a pain in the ass, and no matter how many I apply on myself or clients, I still struggle with it. They're just a pain in the ass, especially what glues you use. Sometimes other glues don't dry properly, and then blah blah blah. It's just not a fun time. Okay, I'm going to take a light gold highlight, and I'm going to go so subtle with this because I really want to keep this matte. I'm banging this right on the tops of the cheekbones and just blending it out so it's not too like harsh. But that's about it. I really want the focus to be on like this monochromatic kind of matte. I believe Soft Glam is monochromatic. Oh, I do put a little bit on my Cupid's bow. Oh, and my chin and my nose and my bridge of my nose. But you know what? It's subtle compared to what I usually do. I'm just going to put some white eyeliner in my waterline to make my eyes pop even more. I love doing this look because it makes your eyes literally look more doll-like. I didn't film an outro. I'm the worst YouTuber ever. So if you do enjoy this video and you want me to do more, thumbs it up before you leave, and also don't leave without subscribing. That is so rude. Alright, so I'm going to be taking my lip liner, my favorite one, and I'm going to be defining my lips. I'm really going to concentrate on this and really make sure that I'm really building up that line and defining them. And because we did that cream contour earlier on around the lips, I have a guideline already. I'm going to make sure that I get the feathering down pat as well. So I'm going to really make sure that it's feathered in around the inner corners on my actual lip, and then I'm going to pop a gloss on top, and then we're going to be setting the face to blend this whole look together. And that is it for this makeup look. I hope you guys really did enjoy. If you did, thumbs it up. Don't leave without subscribing. I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now. Bye bye. Bye bye bye. Bye.